I call Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Talo Falawa, Mr. Speaker. It was great to see you came into the House and greeted us with the Samoan greetings. This week we are celebrating the Samoan Language Week. It's very important that the cultures we have in New Zealand, the most diverse country in the world, to acknowledge the cultures we have adopted. Samoan language is the third most spoken language in New Zealand. And I appreciate those who are still continuing speaking their language and continuing with their culture. Mr. Speaker, today we also celebrated Africa Day in Parliament. It shows another diversity in our country, and we are lucky to have people from different ethnicities representing us in various areas. Mr. Speaker, it's my pleasure to participate in this debate of budget. As we know that appropriation is the basis of which Parliament authorizes the executive to incur expenses and capital expenditure. Each year, the Minister of Finance places the budget in front of this House that provides appropriation for the coming years. Mr. Speaker, I would like to congratulate Honorable Bill English for presenting excellent budget, 7th budget, and I am proud to be part of this team. The past 7 years, this national-led government has, due to the strong leadership provided by Prime Minister and our Finance Minister, provided prudent budgets that have provided instrumental in the New Zealand's economy's excellent growth. Mr. Speaker, I was talking to my friends who are based in Melbourne, and they were of full appreciation for our government for presenting an excellent budget. As much as one of my friends said that he would like to move to New Zealand and live there because it's a better place to live in, and that has been proven in last 7 years. There was a time when 50,000 Kiwis were migrating to Australia, but the trends are changing. Now Australians are moving to New Zealand. Sir, a survey conducted by Statistics New Zealand published today indicates that New Zealanders are highly satisfied in their lives, with the people rating their sense of purpose highly. The New Zealand Journal survey conducted by Statistics New Zealand that provides the above result was based on a survey of 9,000 people. The General Survey is the biggest social survey conducted by Statistics New Zealand outside the 5-yearly census. This independent survey by the country's most credible organization proves that we in the National Party and the government have been sharing with this House and New Zealanders for some time. The leadership of New Zealand has done an outstanding job in steering this country forward in the difficult times. Mr. Speaker, here I would like to congratulate Honorable Paula Bennett, who did a lot of work in social welfare and which is being appreciated worldwide, and now continued by Honorable Anne Tolley. In this budget, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Finance Ministers once again provided excellent vision for New Zealanders. The budget, Mr. Speaker, makes excellent allowance for issues that matter to New Zealanders. The Ministry of Finance has announced that this national-led government will deliver $790 million package towards supporting children who live in poor families. This amount, Mr. Speaker, will be balanced between sole parents and $25 a week more for families that may be on some form of income support. The government has also announced in the budget that we will increase working for families payment. There is also increased focus from our side on providing more childcare support for low-income families to help parents to be in work, education, or training. Budget 2015 makes allowances for further 60 million extra in support for at-risk children. We know from the experience that the best way to help families and children out of hardship is employment. Keeping in this mind, we are allocating $32.5 million for services that help beneficiaries to move into workforce. I would like to reiterate this, that we are allocating $32.5 million for the help of beneficiaries to work into workforce. Mr. Speaker, these initiatives confirm this national-led government focuses on building a stronger economy and delivering better public services is working for New Zealand families. In addition to taking steps on improving the economy, we have said from the very start that this national-led government has zero tolerance towards corruption and remain committed to maintain New Zealand's robust reputation. That's why, Mr. Speaker, this budget has allocated $218 million to the justice sector. The budget, Mr. Speaker, provides an extra $8.1 million on operating fund for next 4 years for serious fraud office. This further enables the SFO to fight against bribery and corruption and create a business environment that is free of serious financial crimes. Corrections will receive more than $6 million from the justice sector. Also, Mr. Speaker, the new operating fund of $164 million for police over the next 4 years show that the government is investing more and more in creating communities that are away from crime-related activities. There has been 22% drop in record crime over past 5 years, and we have been successful in disturbing organized crime. We have over 600 extra police officers on frontline that help in safeguarding the vulnerable communities. I take this opportunity to thank New Zealand Police for making the New Zealanders feel secure, at the same time developing constructive relationship with the people belonging to different cultural backgrounds. The New Zealand Police has successfully been able to identify the issues of victimization within ethnic communities and develop culturally appropriate strategies that are implemented to increase the community service safety. Mr. Speaker, this funding will support the police in providing more effective policing and help in preventing crime to a huge extent. Some positive points of our economy that I would like to share here are: New Zealand is on track for an average 2.8% growth a year over the next 4 years. The strong growth is forecast to deliver another 150,000 new jobs over the next 4 years. The government debt is accepted to be less than 20% of GDP by 2020-21, when we can resume full contribution to Superannuation Fund. This is the budget that is responsible and based on a plan. Government can deliver when it's following a plan that's working. It is because of the prudent plan in all areas that we have announced a record investment of $15 billion for health. New Zealanders and their families should have access to timely, quality health care no matter where they live. The health budget will reach a record $15.9 billion this year, a clear sign of national's commitment to supporting the growing public health services. We are investing $1.7 billion over the next 4 years for new initiatives and to meet cost pressure and population growth. Budget 2015 also includes $12 billion to extend Waitemata District Health Board's bowel cancer screening pilot to start in December 2017. Despite the economic challenges, National is focused on delivering high-quality services for New Zealanders in areas which make huge difference. Of course, we understand that the continually pray For these and other services, we need to have a well-trained and skilled workforce. Mr. Speaker, we are spending $10.8 billion in education, and these are the plans we have for the New Zealanders, and I commend this budget to the House.
I call